welcome back to the channel. If you are a subscriber and if you are new, welcome to the channel. So today we're going to be showing you how to update your Grand Theft Auto Lspdfr after the latest Grand Theft Auto 5 update. I think it's pronounced Perico, Cayo Heist or whatever it is. So they put out a new update. They have an expansion pack for online with a new island and all of that stuff. So when those things happen with Grand Theft Auto 5, usually a lot of mods that you have in the game usually stop work. All right, one of the main mods that stop work is Script-V and Lspdfr 0.4.8 will stop working as well. So right here we have Stop the Pad, we have Script-V, we have Lspdfr manual install, we have Speed Radar, we have a car pack, we have ultimate backup, we have CompuLite, and we have ALPR Lite. Okay, these are some of the mods that I use, and I think these are essential mods in making your game work correctly and giving you the best out of the game, where you feel more like you are a real police officer and just not playing a regular game. So in my Grand Theft Auto 5 directory, if you already have Lspdfr Grand Theft Auto 5 with Lspdfr and everything installed and everything is working on the old version, I like to copy that version and save it. All right, so you just hit a copy, you create a new folder and you paste it into that folder. That's how I back up my game. When you back up a game this way, if there is an update and you're not sure about it and all of a sudden you go into a game and boom, Steam or whatever is updating a game, you would have this version ready. So you wait for that update to complete and then you go into that folder and you extract that version of Grand Theft Auto 5 and you paste it into the common directory, and that way you have an older version of Grand Theft Auto 5 ready to go. So you would have no waiting to play the game. You could continue to play the game with everything still working properly, because after they do the first update, they do not tend to try to update every time you start your game. So they consider it as being updated already. So that's how I'm able to play the game before they even after they do an update. I make sure and do that. So I always advise that that's what you do in order to make sure you have a copy of the game updated. That works better for me than the regular way of how Rage plugin hook makes you to update or back up the game and then try to revert. Sometimes the reversion don't work. Okay, so with that out of the way, we're gonna put this over in this corner right here, and we're gonna get ready on trying to update this game. All right, so first off, you open, all right, let me get that out of the way. So you're gonna open your Lspdfr manual install. You're gonna open this folder and you're gonna copy everything from here. You're gonna hit the shift key and you're gonna click X input 1_4.dll. so you don't need the licenses. All right, then you take this whole file and you drag it into the white spot in the corner over here, not next to any folders but down at the bottom where there are program files, and you release it. All right, so when you release that, it's going to go into the game and the game will be now have the new version of Lspdfr in there. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Lspdfr folder, then you're going to go to the Lspdfr configurator, and it opens a screen like this. You then hit next, and mine is already set up. So if I hit next, you see it says show license, and then it's going to ask to it's going to show you this quick 5 seconds. You hit accept, then it's going to show that to change settings you recommend disable the version text rendering. Right, I already did it, so you just say do it for me and it should be complete. Now when that is complete, that's the when that's complete, then I would like to go into keys, and I like to modify this in order for my controller not to interact and the other mods that I'm gonna show you guys how to install, like ultimate backup and CompuLite, where it does not interact with your keys that you would have. All right, so for instance, to open a computer, I still use Q for CompuLite, but the difference is with CompuLite you gotta hold down the Q. If you just press Q, it's gonna show you the old computer. So I hold Q down and it pops up the CompuLite. On my controller, I don't have any mod menu for that. That's how I like to use it. When it comes to traffic stop interaction, I put the controller key. Where is it? Yeah, so for that, I put the controller key for none because I do use a controller. And if I keep the controller key, as the arrow is going to conflict and it's going to override and show you two screens at once, and you would not be able to select what you're trying to select off of the menu correctly. So I suggest going through here and removing certain putting none for certain things and changing up the keys in here, so to make sure that there are no conflicts with like stop the pad and other mods that you will put into the game later on. So that would be basically that for for Grand Theft Auto 5, and you should be able to play the game now properly. Now for those who want to do mods, all right, we go. So okay, we're gonna use stop the pad. We're gonna open stop the pad. We're gonna only select for now, so we're gonna select plugins and the Rage Native UI. We're gonna select those two and we're gonna drag it into the white space of our Grand Theft Auto 5 directory. We're gonna say you select plugins, then you hit the control key and you select the other one. You just drag it right into the white spot, and that's it. It's installed. Now when it comes to the keybinds for stop the pad, I don't change anything. I already made the adjustments to the keybind in the Lspdfr folder as I showed you guys earlier, and everything should work flawless in that regard. Now next we're gonna do Script-V. The reason why we use Script-V is because Script-V runs ELS, and you should already have had ELS in there from your, because that didn't need updating in any way, so you're not deleting anything, so you should have ELS working perfectly fine. So for the Script-V, you're gonna do script-v.dll, then you're gonna hit the control key and hit input8.dll, and you're gonna drag both of them into the folder like so, and that way you will have Script-V installed. So now ELS will work perfectly. If you have the old Script-V, it will not work with this version of Grand Theft Auto 5, so ELS will not work either. Then you will get an error message. Then we're going to come down to Speedradar Lite, and it's the same thing. You just take plugin folder and you just drag the plugin folder right into your game like so. Then we're going to go to Ultimate Backup. We're going to do Ultimate Backup. Since you already use a Rage Native UI from before, we're only going to drag the plugin folder like so right into the white space of a Grand Theft Auto 5 directory. Then we're going to go down to CompuLite. We're going to select CompuLite. With this one as well, we're only going to select the plugins folder and we're going to drag it right into a Grand Theft Auto 5 directory. And the last but not least is AirPR Lite. We're going to select the AirPR Lite folder. We're going to select plugin only, and we're going to drag that into our directory as well. Now when you have those into the directory, what I like to do is we're going to go to just plugins folder, then we're going to go to Lspdfr, and in here we're going to see all the plugins that we just installed. Right, so first two configurations that I like to make sure that there are no keybind errors are, we're going to select Ultimate Backup, and in Ultimate Backup on the first line that says toggle menu key, the key to toggle the Ultimate Backup main toggle menu, I changed mine to cap. You make sure you have caps lock on, and I changed mine to K. You could put it in whatever letter that is not being used in the Grand Theft Auto 5, and that way you will not have any conflict with your keybind. The default is B, and if you keep it as B, when you hit the B button, you're gonna have two backup menus showing up, and it's gonna be conflicting. The second one is CompuLite, and here is usually I think C, and if you hit C, you're gonna is another menu that's gonna show up, and that's gonna normally give you a problem. So I changed mine to Q. I changed mine to Q as well for the tablet mode, but the only difference is I have to hit Control Q when I'm on foot, and it's gonna show me a tablet, and in that tablet I can issue tickets and write citations and stuff like that. So those are the two keys that I usually change to avoid any conflict. and it worked perfectly fine for me. I don't have any conflict when I'm actually doing a pullover or a stop, because those are usually the ones that cause confliction. That and stop the ped. But with stop the ped, I leave everything as default, because in the earlier in the Lspdfr folder under keys, I made those changes to make sure that there will be no conflicting when I select what I needed to select. So that is how we will update all the important mods and Lspdfr in Grand Theft Auto after the Grand Theft Auto 5 update, and you should have no problems now launching Grand Theft Auto 5 and playing the game. All right, now the next thing that I want to show you is how we are going to install vehicles into Grand Theft Auto 5 after the update. I had this problem myself, so that's why I'm able to tell you guys what to do when you're installing vehicles. All right, so we're gonna open OpenIV. You should have OpenIV, I'm assuming, if you had any vehicles and you played the game before. It's very simple to download. So there are tutorials on how to install OpenIV, and if need be, I'll put out a tutorial on that later on. But when you open your OpenIV, you're gonna hit Windows under Grand Theft Auto 5 right here. You can see Grand Theft Auto 5. You're gonna hit Windows, and when Grand Theft Auto 5 opens up, you're gonna hit Edit Mode, right? And that's it. You're in Edit Mode. So now that you are in the edit mode for Grand Theft Auto, okay, so in March folder, you're gonna hit update, then you should hit X64, then you should see the DLC packs. You click on DLC pack, right? What happened, since this is the first time that you're going in, you're not gonna see any DLC packs in here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use it outside the folder, and then we're gonna extract it into the March folder. Now to do so, you go to update X64, you're gonna click on DLC packs, and what you're gonna do is do not use patch day 24, because it usually say put it in the latest patch day. I did that, and the textures on the vehicle was messed up. So we're gonna go to patch day 22, then we're gonna go to dlc.rpf, and here you're gonna say show this in a March folder, and it will take this whole file and put it into your March folder. Now when you're in the March folder, you're gonna hit X64, levels, GTA 5, vehicles, and here you are. Now this is where you're gonna select your car pack, you're gonna open it, and you're gonna go to models, and you go to whatever models you need, like FBI. You're gonna select it, and you're gonna drag it right into here like so. All right, and then you're gonna do your ELS just like you always do your ELS. Okay, so make sure you install in patch day 22 and not in any other patch day, because when I did it, sometimes the game crashed, and other times it did not show up properly within Grand Theft Auto 5. It had a lot of texture issues. All right, so if you got any questions, don't feel free to comment below, like and subscribe to the channel for future updates. And I hope you guys have a great day. I hope your game works beautifully, and as a disclaimer, I'm not responsible if you do something wrong and break your game. I'll see you guys in the next one.